morning from Prague. God damn it, man. What the fuck's the matter? Person that lived here before had a cat. I'm slightly allergic to cats. Sometimes I think I must somehow stir up cat dander somewhere. So, I just had my thought for the morning. One, I only get one a day. If I'm lucky. God damn it, man. So, where to start? It crossed my mind. Is Ukraine a trap for the far right? Hear me out. Yeah, I'm one of those evil, toxic men, angry white men. I don't have all my muscles right now because, yeah, that's another saga for an hour-long video. Trying to go to the gym for the last 2 years. It's been an adventure. Normally I'm a lot bigger, a lot more muscular, and a lot less mucusy. Motherfuck! Anyways, yeah, so is is it a trap for the right wing? Is the deep state, the CIA, are they pulling a fast one here? So, yeah, like I said, I have contacts and friends who would probably be described as far right. Conservative right, far right, full-fledged Nazis. I know them all. So, I'm just going to start with the premises that I don't believe anybody does anything out of goodness out of their heart. Not governments. Individuals maybe, but not governments. So, I don't buy into the fact that some huge corporation or the military-industrial complex or governments are there to be benevolent. Sorry. If you believe that, then you're probably not going to grasp my video. I do not believe that. They are self-serving. They are evil entities. I feel the same thing about Corona and all that fiasco. That was a big money-making, about power and money. It wasn't about saving your life. It was not about saving your life. Power and money. If it was about saving lives, they could, with the money that was spent, they could have done a lot better job. I guarantee you there's some people that just bought private jets and yachts and all that stuff. So anyway, I'm not here to talk about that, but just saying, I guess I'm cynical when it comes to corporations, governments, and those things. I mean, government's job is to accrue power. A corporation's job is to accrue money in any way possible. If you don't think that, I think you're hopelessly naive. So, where to begin? So we know that before the CIA wasn't opposed to using Nazis, real Nazis, like ones who knew Hitler. Actual members of the NSDAP, National Socialistische Deutsche Arbeiterpartei. Can you say that fast? And then there's neo-Nazis. But Operation Paperclip, I mean, like how America got to, the moon, if you believe that. I guess, I don't know. I don't get into the moon landing shit. But Wernher von Braun, and then there were a lot of like intelligence, because the Nazis had been fighting the Russians, and they had intelligence regarding the USSR that America wanted to use. But let's just agree on this, that the USA and the EU and Great Britain are not Nazi entities. Let's just agree on that. Once again, if you can't get by that premise, then you're not going to get my whole thing. Let's say that the USA, the EU, and Great Britain, probably one of their biggest mission statements is to prevent things like Nazism. A repeat of 1930s, 40s Germany. Which I think is impossible, but that was a specific thing that happened at a specific time. But anyways, pretty much after World War II, the West has defined itself as anti-Nazi, anti-fascist. So, the premise is that, the West is not Nazis. Maybe Black Lives Matter believes that, but I'm not. Do I look black to you? Do I look stupid to you? Okay, so, but we have established that the U.S. is not above using bad people to achieve its goals. You could say the same thing about militant Islam. I mean, Afghanistan, whenever the Russians were there, we supported the Mujahideen. I heard you say it. I don't speak Arabic. I speak German and a little bit of Czech. Which later turned into Al-Qaeda. But then, weren't we in Syria funding ISIS? There's things that we were funding ISIS. So we've given money to really extreme Muslims to fight our enemies. We're not above doing that. Working with we're allies. We're closest friends with Saudi Arabia. Not exactly a bastion of freedom, democracy, women's rights, homosexual rights, transgender rights, plus right, whatever, you know? Know what I'm saying? Know what I'm saying? Yo, G. So, we do know that these countries will use evil people to achieve their goals. And I was just, and little tangent here, in the right-wing community, I'm noticing that this is dividing the right-wing community. You have the people like, I'm not fighting for the West. Fuck that, man. Fuck the West. I'm not one drop of blood to defend that Sodom and Gomorrah. Versus the people who are saying Russia's evil, they're killing white people, and Azov and all those people are nationalists, fighting the evil imperialistic Russians for their nationalistic ways, I'm definitely in the former camp. Like, there's nothing to defend in the West. What if the Ukraine joined NATO, joined the EU? It would be another Western shithole. They would fill it full of non-Ukrainians. Just go west of the Czech Republic and see what I'm talking about. Go through Germany sometime. Especially Western Germany. You'll be like, some of those places like, where the fuck are the Germans? The map says Germany. I don't see no damn Germans. So that's what they would do. That's why I'm like, well, what good is it apart to be in the West? The West is death. The West is national death. They're turning to some sort of, Caligari or whatever his name was, mixed race, multicultural, monoculture, idiot, corporate shithole. America, basically. Idiots consuming at Walmart, listening to hip hop. So that's why I'm like, West? Ukraine, you don't want to be a part of the West. Believe me. So, but I've noticed that it's dividing. I know hardcore Nazis that are all about Ukraine. And I felt like this for a while now. I didn't, I, I've been paying attention to this shit since the Maidan stuff. I didn't just start thinking about this last week. I've been knowing what's going on there in the Maidan, and I still kind of back then, once I started realizing that it was a U.S. plot by the CIA, what the fuck is the matter with my goddamn throat? You think I was smoking cigarettes or something? Fuck. I wasn't. So yeah, whenever I hear CIA, I'm like, nope, it can't be good. It's got CIA on it, that's evil. Evil, E-V-I-A, E-V-I-L. That's how you spell CIA. So back then, I was like, I don't know. I'm also skeptical of NATO. If there's no more USSR, why is there a NATO? NATO was built in a response to the USSR. Then USSR formed Warsaw Pact. Remember, NATO came first. But it was because they were afraid that USSR might swallow up one of the now member states of NATO, and nobody else would do anything. So it was like, we're all in this together kind of pact. So I'm of the opinion, once USSR was done, there should be no more NATO. Apparently other people didn't think that. And I buy into the thing that the NATO expansion towards Russia is it's two things really. It's one, money. They're selling U.S. military equipment. It's the American military industrial complex all the way. You know, all these client states, like one I'm sitting in now, Czech Republic's buying U.S. arms. So, and then I also know the history sort of the U.S. post in my lifetime. It's like how they slowly get in and surround you and then get you in a thing where you can't do anything. You know, it's more like the saying, it's more dangerous to be America's friend than its enemy, actually. I don't have time to outline all that. You can research it yourself. Like, for example, we supported Saddam Hussein in his war against Iran back in the 80s. Saddam Hussein was America's ally. Where did Saddam Hussein end up? I'm of the opinion Putin is a very intelligent man. He knows this stuff, and he's the head of a major state. He's got information that we don't have. So he saw the writing on the wall. My understanding of history is that America in particular is really good at making the other side look like they started the war America wants to fight. America likes to be the reluctant warrior. Oh, I didn't want to kick your ass. I didn't want to bomb your cities to rubble, but we had to. I really believe that. The average American might think we're the good guys, but you start looking higher up and it's business. And they don't care who they run over, what lives they extinguish, whose lives they ruin. There's power and money. Believe anything else. There's a bridge in Brooklyn I'm selling. You can send me the check. I'll send you the deed. It'll be in the mail. So NATO has been getting closer and closer to Russia, and Ukraine is the final thing, because if Ukraine becomes NATO, then they can put missiles that could be in Moscow in minutes. I mean, it renders Russia defenseless, basically, in the age of modern missile technology. The flight time would be like 3 minutes or something. That's too fast to respond to, with as far as I know, with modern technology. If you don't get that, once again, think. So let me get back to my point here. Is it a trap for the far right? So I was just reading this thing right here. Where is it? Now notorious anti-Semitic paramilitary groups like the swastika-wearing Azov Battalion have become an important component of the official Ukrainian military. As the media watchdog group Fairness and Accuracy in Reporting notes, however, American media consumers are not being told about this fair accuracy in reporting, that a crucial case of propaganda by omission relates to the integration of neo-Nazis into the Ukrainian armed forces. If the corporate media reported more critically about Western support for neo-Nazi infested Ukrainian security services and how these forces function as a frontline proxy of U.S. foreign policy, public support for war might be reduced and military budgets called into greater question. So, okay. The BBC reported in 2014 that ultra-nationalists and their extreme right fringe, in a small part of the overall campaign, a subgroup of a minority, but the leaders of the new government have at various points seemed unable, unwilling, or even afraid to rein in the radical right, who are mostly concentrated in an umbrella organization called Right Sector. Azov has grown since 2014 and now has its own politicians, newspaper, and children's camps. Another far-right extremist group, C14, Combat 14. 14, the 14 words. A damn good song called Combat 14. Used to be on YouTube, can't find it anymore. Now controls Ukraine's police and National Guard. So Combat 14 are also like fucking hardcore Nazis. Hardcore Nazis. If you ever meet anybody that says they're with Combat 14, don't fuck with them. You're talking to a real hardcore motherfucker. Or a liar. But if he's lying about being C14 and there's another C14 in the room, they'll kill him. This is the real deal. These are the real deal motherfuckers. They're like, in America, Aryan Brotherhood or something. Like the real deal. Killers. Probably worse than Aryan Brotherhood. So, the New York Times reports, alt-right militants from France, Finland, and other European nations are flocking to fight Russia alongside the Azov Battalion, whose ranks include soldiers wearing Nazi insignia. Though Jewish himself, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has turned a blind eye to the neo-Nazis within his own government. So have his American allies. Sam Biddle of The Intercept reported last week that Facebook will temporarily allow its billions of users to praise the Azov Battalion, a Ukrainian neo-Nazi military unit previously banned from being freely discussed under the company's dangerous individuals and organization policy. I mean, that right there. You know how long Nazism's been banned on Facebook? You used to be able to post Nazi shit on Facebook 10 years ago. Been a long time since they let anything even remotely right-wing on Facebook. Much less full-on Nazi shit. And here's Azov Battalion. That doesn't They let Nazis on Facebook. Is Facebook Nazi? I don't think so. Don't think Mark Zuckerberg's a Nazi. I have a hunch. Just call it a hunch. I don't think Mark Zuckerberg's a Nazi. I don't think Volodymyr Zelensky is a Nazi. I don't think the USA is Nazis. I don't think NATO is Nazis. I don't think the EU is Nazis. Whatever. So, yeah. So, the trap. Could they be trying to kill two birds with one stone? Because also you have to understand the Russian narrative. I know there are historically challenged imbeciles out there who can't remember what the fuck happened last week. The whole Russian narrative for the last 200 years is them being invaded from the West. You ever heard the overture of 1812? It's the celebration of them beating Napoleon. I mean, in World War I, the Battle of Tannenberg, the Germans kicked their ass and fucked them over. World War II, the Nazis came through Ukraine, killed 27 million Russians, a quarter of the population. Everybody in Russia is related to somebody that was killed by a Nazi. It's in their brains. It's part of their national DNA. So, is Europe trying to get all its really like far right Nazis, not just the hobby Nazis and the internet Nazis, the guys who are willing to pick up guns and bombs and go kill people, like the real hardcore motherfuckers. Are they trying to get them all in one place to enrage Russians enough? Russia could, if it wanted to, steamroll Ukraine. Like, Russia has been playing soft. They could just level whole places. They could do the World War II treatment like America did to German cities. They could do that pretty easily. Don't kid yourself. Are they trying to get all of the really militant far right in one place, enrage the Russians kill all the far right, and overreact, creating a humanitarian catastrophe of like World War II proportions, like you ain't seen shit yet, like Dresden, like Nagasaki, like, you know, where the whole fucking city disappears. Kill all the real far right Nazis. The ones who would be, you know, hey, you want to go fight the Russians? Yeah, that sounds like a great idea. I'll go get the car. It's like those people. Get them killed, enrage the Russians overreact, kill a whole lot of shitload of innocent civilians, thus maybe making the Russians look really fucking evil, and making them pariahs even more so than they are now in the international community, and thus EU, Great Britain, and USA kill two birds with one stone. They get rid of their far-right Nazi problem. Pretty much everybody that was dumb, you know, that's crazy that they were like, yeah, let's go fight the Russian army. That sounds like a good idea. What do you got? Well, I got a BB gun. Each got an airsoft. You can't even get guns in Europe. Fuck it. And most idiots don't know how to use them. What have you got to Ukraine? They give you a Kalashnikov. Most idiots are like, what the hell are you doing with this? Or an AR-15. I am an American. I'm from the South. I know how to shoot. I grew up with guns, but like I said, go fight the Russian army. Well, yeah, it'd be fucking crazy, man. I swear, so let's go fight the Russian army. Like, what crack are you smoking? But so Europe could get all those people killed, make Russia look evil, horrible, and two birds with one stone. Is it a trap? That's my thought for this morning.